Hello and welcome to another Assorted Crackers podcast. I'm Eric and I'm here with Wilson and Lee, and we are approaching the most wonderful time of the year, which means it is time for our Christmas special, and we want to share stories, memories, and a few customs that we might want to pass on to our listeners and that you might want to think about. So, ho, 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 season's greetings, and let's get started. All right, so let's get started by, like we always do, we love to look back and reflect on our childhood, and Christmas brings so many warm memories for me, and I can't imagine that you don't have a list of things to talk about. So maybe for starters, guys, what are some of the favorite Christmas customs or stories from your childhood that you will always remember as you go forward and bring these Christmas traditions to your own family?
Wow. I get to go first this time, huh?
Yes.
Awesome. All right. So one of the biggest memories I have is when we were young, my sister and I were young, my parents started having a party on the 23rd of December. And they called it the Eve of the Eve.
Wow.
And so, it was just friends. It started out smaller, and, my dad would make some sort of duck concoction, probably duck poppers mostly. Then, sliders, hamburger sliders, desserts, whatever. So, my parents did it all. And then everybody would they would bring something. And then it just grew and grew and grew. And it was, as we got older, all the kids were getting older. We would go out in the backyard. It had a glow in the dark football. We were playing football in the backyard at night, because the parents wanted us outside. They didn't want us running around eating all the good food.
And you can understand that now in your later ages.
And so, and we'd be outside playing football or turn the lights on outside, play basketball, especially if it was not too cold, which can happen here in Memphis. But anyway, we would come inside and we'd be sweating and smelly, and and they were like, y'all just need to go back outside. And so, but anyway, that was,
the Eve of the Eve.
So Chris and I and my sister have threatened to bring it back, but it just seems like it's just so much work.
It's a lot of work.
But growing up, that was like, we lived for that night because, it was just the kickoff for Christmas weekend or the next few days of this is real. This is fun. Everybody's together. We're having a good time. And it was a good party. It was fun.
Awesome.
But it went all the way through when we were in college. I remember my dad, when I went to Ole Miss, and the whiskey he bought was Rebel Yell, because, supporting me, and
it was all about
Rebels.
supporting you. It had nothing to do with his toddy.
That's right. But anyway, it was always fun. And there was one story. My dad, a friend of my parents, had a Budweiser distributorship, and my dad bought Miller Lite that year for the Eve of the Eve, and he showed up and he went to the store and bought Anheuser-Busch products and brought them back.
Because he was brand loyal.
Because he was loyal to his brand. But it's always fun stuff like that, and that was probably one of the biggest memories of growing up at Christmas.
Wilson, were your parents an artificial tree or a real tree family?
We were real tree
all the way.
Okay.
And
but that changed because Will and John and Kristen have allergies, so we are now fake tree people.
You can say artificial.
Yeah, I think artificial's better.
Yeah.
It's just not a real tree. It's kind of fake.
If you grew up smelling pine sap, it's just not the same.
And we had those big lights.
Oh, they got super hot.
And my dad was like, "Those do not keep water in the base of the tree and turn those off at night."
Were they just regular bulbs, or did they bubble?
No, they were not bubble lights.
I know exactly what you're talking about. They were
I loved those.
Red, green, and blue lights, and I'm no kidding. I guarantee you they got 120 degrees. It was the most
you couldn't grab
dangerous fire hazard.
I know you couldn't grab them when they got hot to change the light bulb.
Yeah.
You had to wait till they cooled off.
Absolutely.
But did anybody else's dad get frustrated putting the lights on the tree?
Oh my gosh.
My dad didn't do it.
We were, the entire family decorated, like mom would lay out all the ornaments. We made the little lifesaver ornaments that look like snowmen, a lot of the homemade school stuff, but we also had, this is before Hallmark made ornaments. Like most of our stuff was homemade. So we all got to hang the ornaments, but the lights was my dad's job. And that had to of course, had to happen first. So he didn't even want our help. He would be like, leave the room. Mm-hmm. I'm going to put on the lights. Come back in an hour.
That's me.
That's you today?
That's me.
That is your job.
That's the joy of an artificial tree. The lights are already on it.
Pre-lit, baby. So Lee, the question was, did your dad cuss putting on the lights? Do you cuss putting on the lights?
No, it's quite joyful.
Sure it is.
To the world. I actually have the pre-lit trees now. But there was a few years where, you'd lose some every year, and so you'd have to go buy 3 more strands.
Yeah. So, yeah. Did you guys use, they called it icicles, but all they were just strips of foil that you just draped on the branches?
No, that's just...
So we had that a couple of years, and our living room had like a shag carpet, and so my sister and I could put on our socks and shuffle across that shag carpet and touch one of those icicles, and it would reach out and just light you up.
Of course,
static electricity.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
that was a lot of fun.
That was fun.
Did the little icicles get stuck in your hokey? The little roller vacuum thing that you used to push across the front. Yeah.
Tell me more about this hooky.
You don't know about the hokey? Well, to pull one of those pictures up, we had one of those. It was just you push it like a vacuum cleaner, and it's manual, so it's the wheels spin and then it picks it up.
You didn't have to plug it in. Yeah.
There you go.
That's what we put in, like
hokey on the screen.
When Claire moved into her dorm, that's what we got her to kind of keep the floor clean.
Yeah, but I can imagine there's a lot of those icicles would get tangled up.
We only did the icicles
along with girls' hair. That would be really hard for your daughter to,
Yeah.
And that would be tough in a dorm room.
Not good. What? So, do you guys remember? They may still do this. Flocked Christmas trees. Did they do that in your day?
I don't know about a flocked.
So you take a lot of the nurseries that carried green Christmas trees had this room that was layered in plastic.
They were all together.
Oh no, not like a flock of ducks.
Oh, okay. I was just checking.
Now remember, this is South Louisiana, so the idea of a white Christmas was impossible. You didn't even consider it. But what you could do is they had this room in the nursery that was layered in plastic, and you picked out your tree and you put it on a stand, and it spun like 360 degrees like a record player. And he had this chemical on a hose.
A fire extinguisher?
That he sprayed this, it looked like white fiberglass, and it made your tree look like it was covered in snow. A flock Christmas tree.
Okay. All right.
And so we did that a few years.
That was not a thing here.
No.
Yeah, that was a big deal. But again, it was, Dad really wanted to do that. He grew up in Iowa and the snow, and that was just kind of his Christmas tradition. After a couple of years, that what happens is that flock falls off the tree every time you're hanging an ornament, or every time you're bumping into it trying to get a present out, and that stuff just falls all over your shag carpet.
Nice.
Yeah, talk about hard to vacuum up. That stuff's a mess. Yeah. So we don't do that.
Yeah, it's like those little styrofoam little balls that, in those cheap-ass pillows,
Yeah. Oh, Bill's found a picture of someone flocking a Christmas tree. Yeah, there's no telling how much asbestos they use to bring you a white Christmas.
I can see there's probably going to be a T-shirt on Instagram. Have you been flocked?
There is now. Well, Lee, what about you? I mean, as a child, what were your best memories and stories?
So for me, very similar to Thanksgiving. It was about family. It was about getting together with everybody. Again, I was the guy that was, small town, so everybody came to me. So all my cousins were there. We had a great time. We, again, shot fireworks, built forts. We rode bikes all over the place.
That seems to be a theme for you.
Forts and fireworks.
Forts, fireworks. There was we would occasionally go out to the family farm and shoot coffee cans with the guns.
Did you sing carols on 4th of July? I'm just trying to.
No, but we got together and shot fireworks and built forts.
I'm starting to see a trend.
There's not a lot to do in a small town,
Wow.
that was but for me, you brought up a memory I wasn't even thinking about until you said that about the lights. It made me think about when I was really little, and I would just lay on the floor with the lights out and just the Christmas tree lights on, and they would blink, and we had all the lights, and we had the bubble lights. So when they got hot, they would bubble, and it was just like a kaleidoscope on the ceiling. And I just remember I could lay there for hours
And just stare at that.
and just stare at that, fall asleep, put my sleeping bag in there, just be done.
My friend Brent Bierman had those kinds of light ornament, the bubbly lights, and I was so jealous when we go to the house. We didn't get those.
Yeah.
Those were cool.
I may have found some that were like that you can plug in instead of a night light. So I might have a couple of those.
Like year round?
If I could find one for you, I'll bring it. It's Christmas lava lamp type thing. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
Well, I will tell you this too. My dad told me the story when he was little, and I guess they still. Can we say talking about believing in Santa, or is that?
I don't know. I believe.
We probably just.
Well, if you
might
don't
wanna put a
believe, you don't
disclaimer
receive, right? So anyway,
Yeah, if you don't hear the bell,
I believe.
Christmas is gone for you.
so my grandparents, Santa brought the Christmas tree, all the presents, and everything on Christmas Eve.
What? Your tree didn't come up till Christmas Eve after you went to bed?
No, this was my grandfather.
Okay.
So my dad was telling me the story. He goes, "This will never happen in our house," because I mean, my grandparents said, they did it once or twice, but to think that Santa brought everything and they were up all night long.
Santa's workers were up working and doing
putting
their
up
thing.
the Christmas tree and setting out Santa and all that stuff. That's crazy.
Miserable.
Yeah.
That sounds absolutely miserable. It sounds like the Grinch. Remember the Grinch?
Yes.
He took the presents, he took the tree, took the food, everything. You just did the Grinch in reverse. Or your
I guess they thought it was going to be a good idea to think that Santa brought everything.
I mean, I think how magical it is on Christmas morning when you wake up and there it is. And I can understand the thinking behind that, but that's a lot of work.
That's a butt whooping.
I really hate to put that much pressure on Santa and his helpers.
Yeah. So I've got a Santa story.
Okay.
Talking about Santa and his helpers, because you got to understand, Santa, he has a large network of helpers beyond just the people who are up there in the North Pole making toys. So one year, the prize toy that I really wanted, I put it on my list, was a game called Tin Can Alley. I don't know if you guys remember this. Tin Can Alley was it had this facade like a wooden fence, and you set up these literally aluminum cans, and then you had a rifle that emitted a light.
Yes, I remember that.
Okay, had to have that. So I told Mom, I want Tin Can Alley. So one day, it's like, I don't remember if I was home sick or maybe we'd already come home from school. But anyway, on a weekday, I was home and the doorbell rings. And Mom was in the kitchen doing what Mom does, making dinner and being busy. And she's like, get the door. So I open the door and it's the UPS man. And the UPS man is holding this box that clearly had Tin Can Alley on the front. And my eyes lit up and I got all excited. And then immediately I'm like, hey, wait a minute. And for just a minute, I questioned Santa Claus and whether or not he actually existed. But Mom explained it to me.
Okay.
She said, listen, this whole thing about getting every toy for every kid on the sled, think about it, son. It's not realistic. That's a lot of stuff. So sometimes Santa, for some of the bigger stuff, he has it pre-shipped to the house, and then when he gets over to the house Christmas Eve, he just sets it up. And that was all I needed. Made perfect sense, of course. So I got my Tin Can Alley, and Santa came.
But was it a bummer that you knew you were getting it beforehand?
No, actually, when I went to bed that night,
Because all you want is that gift. I don't care. Did you sleep?
We never slept. So this is one of the things that drove my parents nuts. My sister and I, we would usually go to church the evening before and could not get our energy down. Going to church when it's Christmas Eve is a bad idea for kids. Just throwing that out there, because we're twitchy and we're fidgety and we got nothing else to do.
What time was this service?
So one year we did the midnight mass.
Oh my gosh.
And I'm going to say this again, that was 1 year. Normally there would be probably a 6 or a 7 o'clock service.
Okay.
Well,
But-
my parents always said, we're going to church, and then when you get home, you can open one gift.
Yeah.
Oh.
And you have to behave in church, but you can open one gift when we get home.
Yeah.
And if y'all are good, then
And fortunately
we
for
just
you,
sat there.
you were great, but not everybody else was.
I'm not going there.
You were following all the rules. I know you were.
His sister listens to the show.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I'm just making sure. You're not ratting anybody out?
No, I
Okay.
love my sister.
She is awesome.
But did you guys sleep on Christmas Eve? Because we did.
Shoot, no.
No.
We were up at 4.
Yeah,
my parents would tell us, go back to bed. Santa hadn't come yet.
Bull. So we would hide flashlights in our. I don't know why we hid them, but we had them. And my sister would come and get me like 3 a.m, and we'd get our little, so we wouldn't have to turn the lights on, and we'd get our flashlights and we'd go into the Santa came, and we'd shine our lights on everything.
In Louisiana, you can get shot doing that.
We didn't leave the house. Yeah, but yeah. So we would see everything that was under the tree, and then go back to bed and pretend to sleep because Dad and Mom made it crystal clear: you do not wake us up until it's like sunrise, which 6:30, 7 o'clock.
Something like that.
And so now you're laying in that bed, knowing what's under the tree, just couldn't wait. And of course, my sister would knock on my door and she's like, I can't wait. And I'd say, I can't either. And we'd say, let's go wake him up. It'll be okay. It's Christmas.
Did you let her lead?
Always. She was older. Go wake him up.
Hey, would you go first?
Exactly.
Yeah, because she still had some of his Halloween candy.
That's right.
That was the payoff. Good recall. What were some shows that you had to watch?
Oh, man. All of them.
Like
Frosty,
Rudolph.
Yeah.
I mean, nothing said it's Christmas season like when those shows came on.
Peanuts.
ABC specials.
Peanuts,
Charlie
for
Brown
sure.
Christmas.
Around Christmas. Yeah.
It just like got the juices flowing. They were already flowing, but it just kickstarted them.
Yeah.
Even to this day, my kids are gone. When Charlie Brown Christmas comes on, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to watch it.
Oh, that and Rudolph for sure.
That was a tragic story, wasn't it? Rudolph being outcast because he had a birth defect. I mean, really, what's wrong with society?
Dude, he saved the day.
But only after they begged him to come back.
Well, I mean, yeah, because they knew he was awesome. And his gift to the world is that he was always going to make it bright.
That's right.
You can see.
Oh, my gosh. Are we...
What about... Yeah, go ahead, Lee.
So what about movies? What kind of movies do we watch right now with the kids?
I absolutely... With or without kids. Let me just put it out there. There are 3 that I will watch more than once this year and next year and every Christmas.
The Guns N' Roses rockumentary.
Kiss Christmas. Have you seen the Kiss Christmas special? That's not on the
It was
list.
bad.
No, okay. Definitely A Christmas Story.
Okay.
Little Ralphie wanting the Red Ryder
That's
BB
classic.
gun. I mean,
You shoot your eye out.
that show was modeled after my father.
Leg lamp.
Leg lamp. We've got a leg lamp, little nightlight that we keep in the bathroom.
You won't shoot an eye out if you have Tin Can Alley.
True.
Kind of similar, but not as dangerous because it has lights. Yeah, there was definitely a Kiss Christmas. You thought I made that up, didn't you?
Nice. I did think you made that.
No, I saw it.
It's awful. So definitely A Christmas Story. Definitely Christmas Vacation.
Yeah. Christmas
that's a
Vacation,
must.
for sure.
Clark Griswold. I will tell you, is my father was the biggest Christmas junkie, and so you hear that line out of Christmas Story, but that how he carried himself on Christmas was very Clark Griswold-esque. And in fact, we joked that we could probably sue the producers because they stole his story. It was like he was Clark Griswold, everything about him.
Yeah.
Joy to the world, singing, and I'll tell you a quick father. Well, I'll save this story
I
for
wanna
later.
hear
I've got
it.
a great story
Finish
about
this
that.
up. You're great.
All right, and then my third list, and this is one of the newer ones, is the train. Help me out.
The one you just quoted a minute ago?
No.
About the bell?
It's Polar Express.
Good gosh, I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I'm recovering from COVID brain. But Polar Express,
Oh my gosh.
I love those 3 movies, and I will watch them.
It's
as
a
many
wonderful
times as I
life.
can.
It's a wonderful life. It's a must.
Yeah, that was
Every
that was
time.
when I was a child. That was definitely out there.
Every year.
Which-
Tearjerker, too.
So that's one of those that it's definitely a Christmas movie, but is it? Oh, we're going old school though.
I don't remember that one.
I'm going to tell you a little unknown secret.
Bill's pulling
Bill's
another one
finding
out.
Yeah.
So when Susan and I first married, she was involved in the little theater up in Tipton County at the Ruffin Theater. And there was a casting call. They were going to put on the show It's a Wonderful Life. And she wanted to audition. And so she talked me into, I think it was probably the first year we were married, and she talked me into going with her and auditioning. I got cast as George Bailey.
Yes, you did.
Why are you laughing?
Yes, you did.
That is not funny, man. This is a big deal. Now,
Is there a VHS tape of that somewhere?
I guarantee you there is.
Please tell me.
And Susan got cast as Mary Bailey. So Wonderful Life, for 2 years running, we led that show in Covington, Tennessee.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
When they
I'm
found
impressed.
their George.
Another side of you.
Multifaceted.
He went from breakdancer
Did you-
to actor.
to George Bailey. Breakdancing was not allowed. So I do like the classics, and Susan, if she was on this podcast, she would be rolling off the classics. That's where her head goes for sure.
So what was the one
Meet
you said, Bill?
Me in St. Louis.
Holiday Inn, Christmas. What
Home
is that?
Alone.
Just Holiday Inn.
Home Alone.
Yeah, no,
Die
Hard.
Hard. For sure. I have to watch it every time. Yippee-ki-yay.
nothing gets me in the spirit like Die Hard. So can I tell my Tom Epperson story? Because
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
I think you'll enjoy this. So he really, there was nothing more important to him than Christmas. He hung every stocking and decorated the house and played music throughout the house all the time. And when I was probably, I don't know, late 20s, early 30s, I was married. He and Mom downsized. They bought a new house. And one of the features of this new house is it had these built-in speakers and a player where you could basically, project music throughout your home. And he had a little 6-disc CD player, and he loaded every Christmas album that he could into that thing, and he was going to just do it right. So one day he calls and he said, "Eric, I'm having a hard time figuring this out. I can't get it. I can hardly hear the music. Can you come over and take a look at it?" So I get over there, and you could hear faintly this Christmas music. And I'm looking and I'm playing around with the volume. I didn't know the system at all, but I guess because I'm younger, he thought I could figure it out. And he's got this thing cranked to 10, and you could barely hear it. And I'm walking around, and I'm like, it seems to be getting louder from this side of the house. And I go to the door to the back patio, and I realized that he had the setting inadvertently pointed only to the outside speakers. So when I opened the door,
It was blaring.
It's blaring.
Nice.
Blaring. Now, the best part of the story, though, is his next door neighbors were Jewish. And he's joy to the world, just as loud as he could blow it. And I'm quite sure that, he had to go next door and apologize because he was just, going at it.
So, Wilson, did you say what your favorite toy was?
I have not, but I would have to say it would have to be Star Wars stuff for sure. Because when you're all the Star Wars stuff,
Definitely.
I mean, it was always starting with Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi. You had to have all the action
Everything.
figures, so you could have just everything going on in your bedroom.
Did you have the TIE fighter?
Yes.
Oh, heck yeah!
Did you have the X-Wing fighter?
I
Yes.
did. I had the Millennium Falcon.
Oh.
Empire.
I had a little case that I kept all the guns
The figures, yeah.
in, so I wouldn't lose the guns. So
Do you
I had
remember the figures had their lightsaber,
Yes, the
in,
lightsaber
their
in their arm.
and you had to slide it up to engage the lightsaber? Yeah, that was some serious toy
Definitely.
them. And then Legos.
making. Yeah.
Legos
Any
were always
kind of
good.
Legos. That's a
So
go-to.
Wilson, you and I are on the same page. It was Legos for me, and it was all. I mean, and the toys and the figures, and also, do y'all remember the Adventure People?
Oh yeah.
Those are little.
No.
Those were the ones. Man, I could spend hours by myself.
Those were the Fisher
Entertainment-
Price.
Yeah, the Fisher Price ones.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had the Jeep and with the tent and the trailer and
Yeah.
all
Cool.
the different stuff.
Wilson, you sent a video a couple of weeks back. I think it was you. Do you remember the Evel Knievel
Yes.
motorcycle where you wound
Yes.
the thing up?
Crank it up.
Oh yeah.
I mean, that was a legit toy.
I loved Evel Knievel.
Are those the adventure people you found, Bill?
Yes.
Yes.
That's news to me. I did not get
Oh
into
yeah, I
that.
had the
yeah.
ambulance. I had the
Yeah.
ambulance. I had the. They had a helicopter. I had the helicopter.
Wow. I mean, there's a
Absolutely.
lot of detail on those. Those are a lot better than those Mattel
they-
people.
Well, they were
No,
trying
but
they were trying to teach us to be, good citizens. And
Yeah, but the legs were, I mean, it was,
they didn't have knees.
they didn't have knees or elbows. So, I mean, it was,
It's kind of stiff arm, stiff leg.
but they were fun though.
But that's where Star Wars learned from that, and they gave them knees and elbows.
And lightsabers in a wrist.
Yes, and a movie to go with it.
Oh, man.
Eric, thank you for making us this delicious gumbo today.
Oh, listen, talk about Christmas tradition.
I mean, is this something that because this was absolutely some of the best I've ever had.
Amazing.
This has to have some historical something for you.
When we knew we were going to record the Christmas edition, I thought of nothing else because this is what Mother made every Christmas that I can remember. She's not from South Louisiana, but that was the tradition down there, making a gumbo. And the recipe is the one she played with forever. And I remember I've told you many times what an amazing cook she was. So she got to trying different ingredients and testing different ratios and landed on this gumbo that I'm telling you, I'd love to take credit for it. I can't. It's hers, but it's an adaptation of Paul Prudhomme, who was one of the top chefs in New Orleans. It's one of his recipes. It's andouille and shrimp. It's a roux based. Roux is kind of the mother sauce of everything that you make that's Cajun and Creole. That's your starter. There's a saying down there when they ask a Cajun person, how do you make X, etouffee or crawfish Creole or whatever? First, you make a roux. And this is roux based. So it's purely, you get equal parts flour and oil. You heat it up, you get it nice and dark, and then everything goes after that.
Well, this is very much a dark caramel. I mean, and it is just the right thickness, ratio of meat, and it's great. Just the right amount of spice. Warms you up.
Yeah, we're in here sweating a little
We
bit.
had to sweat. We had to turn the air conditioning down.
But yeah, this was Christmas to me, and I was proud to share it and love making it because if nothing else, it makes the house smell so good for like 3 or 4 days after you make this gumbo.
Well, anytime
it is freaking amazing.
Anytime you make it, you can send a text and we'll be here.
Happy to do it. I did do a couple of videos that we'll put onto Instagram just to kind of walk you through it. But
Awesome.
yeah, I'm happy to share it, and I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
Well, thank you very much. This was
Fantastic.
unbelievable.
So now, guys, we're going to do a blind taste testing. So today we have 2 in front of us. You have your first glass. Nose that up.
This is a little bit like Christmas morning, right? We don't know what we're opening. It's just a
We don't. Fortunately, we had Susan help us out by pouring this up in a measuring cup so that we would not know which bottles are which. And so we are completely blind on this.
It's got a nice nose to it.
What do you get?
super
There's definite brown sugar.
tobacco,
Maple.
maybe some tobacco in that. A little earthy.
Definitely tobacco and leather, earthy, but also some nice fruit spice.
Up front, heat. That could be the gumbo. But
I don't know. That's good. It's got
Cayenne
great
pepper.
legs.
that's really good.
Proof is not that high.
No, but
It's easy drinking.
Yeah.
It's smooth, but you got your front end again, earthy tobacco, leather, and then those spices on the back. It's what do you call it? A full ride. This is a full
It
ride.
is a full ride for sure. For sure. Definition of a full ride. I'm sorry. I went on to nose number 2.
Oh, we're moving on already?
I'm just moving along. Yes.
Okay. So
all right. So
Tell me which one you think is after you.
I haven't had 2 yet. So
You got to give me a nose and compare them up. They're both.
nose on one, I prefer.
I'm gonna cleanse my palate with a little water.
It's got more going on. 2 is a little more subtle. It's still good, but it's a little more subtle than number 1.
Okay. Yeah. I agree.
It is more subtle than number 1.
The color on 2 is a little deeper.
I'll take your word for that. You didn't pour me as much. I can hardly see it.
That was on purpose.
You thank me later.
Susan will thank you later.
That's exactly right. Since Susan helped us out, she said, make sure Aaron gets a short pour. Mm-hmm. Even though we're only doing fingernails.
Yes. And even though we're at my house and I just have to go down to the couch and lay down when it's over.
Those are some good legs on there, though.
This number 2 overperformed. It outpaced its nose by a lot. I said that the nose was a little subtle. The flavor is not.
And I agree.
This is good.
The second one it's not. It doesn't quite have that spice, that allspice to it. That extra.
It's got a better finish. Number 2 has a better finish.
Number 1 has it hits you kind of at the back of the palate, right before the end of your throat.
Go back.
Nice
to number
spice. All right, so
what are we supposed to do now? Are we like just?
So
pick
tell me
our
what you think.
preference?
Which one do you think? Which one do you like best? Which one do you like best first? Got to vote for one.
I'm going for 1 for sure. Easy.
I'm thinking I'm liking 1 better
Okay.
myself.
Do you have a? I know you.
I think 1 is a fuller ride.
Okay.
But I do think 2. I think, and only because 2 doesn't have the nose that 1 had. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the only thing number 2 is missing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. One's got a really good nose.
So both of these.
Lee, you know what we're drinking, but you don't know which is 1 or 2 for
Correct.
you. So you also are blind here.
Yes, we're all blind. The only thing I know is I knew what the choices were, but
Okay.
I walked away and let Susan pour them herself.
All right. So how are we going to find out which is which? Which is 1?
So the first one was these are both Maker's Mark bottles.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so they're both weeded.
Hard to beat.
All right, so you got 2 Maker's Mark. These are the store picks that you can go and do the individual staves and choose your staves and what you want, so you can pick out what's going on with that. And so the number 1 was the Kappa Troop, which is one that I picked up out of Oxford. It was a store pick at one of the liquor stores in Oxford.
Did you say so? It said Cuppa.
It's KOOPATROOP.
I thought you said Cuppa soup, but that's not what you said.
No, there's a T.
Okay.
All right, and the second one was Popular Wine and Spirits store pick. So I will have to get the bottles. I don't have which individual staves they are because we did not bring the bottles up
Because we want to be.
because we were blinded.
This is a treat. A nice holiday
both
treat
really good.
to open under the tree.
They're both 90. No, they're over
110.
110 proof.
Something like 100,
Yeah.
but somewhere between usually those bottles are between 109 and 111.
Yeah.
I think somewhere in that range.
Which is
So
right
that's
up my alley.
110.
But the cool thing with these Makers private select bottles is there are 1,001 options.
Right.
So every store can go in and pick their different staves that they want, but there's 1,001 options.
Right.
So I mean,
There's
you
10
really
10
won't
different
get.
is it 10 or 12 staves.
I think something.
So you
like
can
that.
choose. You can have 2 of apple pie or American pie, and then you can have 2 of
French oak.
French oak, and then you got cocoa. I mean, there's several different.
Goodness.
So it's good stuff. So could you tell that you were drinking Makers, that these were the same origin or the same distillery?
They were distinct, definitely
Very
different.
distinct.
Yep.
Yeah. This is how Makers, I think, has really stepped up their game. And, not just having the red wax on the bottle, which, when you see the red wax, you know exactly what you're getting.
Yeah.
They're super consistent. That night, I mean, that was what you, when you were barely legal and you were buying your bourbon and you were really going to splurge, you probably went straight to the red wax.
That's right.
And so nowadays, that doesn't compare to all the other stuff that these small distilleries and the other people are doing with the single barrels and things like that. So they had to step their game up, and this is how they did it. And I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, and they're all good. I've never had a bad bottle.
Right.
I mean, what's nice is you feel confident enough that you're going to get a good bottle, and none of them are going to be the same, which is
That's kind of neat. And it's widely available.
widely available.
Allocated?
You can get them at most stores.
Yeah.
At most liquor stores, they've got to go pick it, or they got to have somebody to pick it for them. So you probably won't see it in every store.
Okay.
But you can definitely go and find them at most stores.
Well, I would encourage.
At one time, I saw Jimmy at Popular Wine and Spirits. He had 2 different ones.
Yep.
And when you taste them aside, you can say, "Oh, I like 1 or I like 2," and you buy the one that you want.
Sure.
Yeah, and Cheers out in Collierville does. They do 2 or 3 a year, and the last one they had was a night in Memphis, and it was excellent. So, I mean. And they get to name, you
get to name it yourself.
You get to name it yourself, and then you get to pick the staves, and it's a neat program for liquor stores to, get their name out there as far as barrel picks, and it's kind of a neat deal.
And I think that's the way a lot of liquor stores these days are trying to. They're really trying to differentiate themselves by going and picking their own barrels, having store picks. It kind of makes them different over. Their competitors. I mean, if you get to where you have somebody that has a similar palate that you do, or you feel confident, then you're not afraid to buy a store pick. And a lot of times the store picks, they'll have a taste. Mm-hmm. You can probably go and taste some wherever you go and try it before you buy it.
This is great.
So
rough. I know price kind of varies, but put me in the range. What would we expect to spend on this?
50 to 70.
Yeah, $60 probably average.
Yeah.
65, somewhere in that range.
That's a value. For what you're getting, that's a value.
And when you buy a single barrel, you need to know it's gone once it's gone.
Yeah.
So if you see 6 bottles left and you like it, you may want to buy 2.
All right. So what was one was from Oxford.
1 was from Oxford.
And then 2 was Popular
Wine and Spirits. Both of them excellent.
Yeah, they're both really good.
Yeah.
Really good.
Definitely
Lee, thank you for this. It was a treat. It was not a lump of coal. Look at me bringing it back to the Christmas theme.
Bring back some Christmas to me.
Christmas is just so full of memories and so full of stories, and I hope everybody can relive their favorite stories this Christmas season, because that's really what it's all about. Get together with the people you love, tell your stories, and share them. We'd love to hear your stories, actually. If you want to tell a story to us that we can share with our listeners, what do you think? Email us?
Email us at 3 assortedcrackers.gmail at gmail.com. Excuse me, at gmail.com.
3 assortedcrackers at gmail.com.
I'm not even a quarter saturated.
I know. But we also want you to follow us and share your own Christmas memories, nor am I, on at 3 Assorted Crackers on Instagram. That is where we post videos. That is where we post great pictures. And that's where we do a lot of our interacting as well with our listeners. So follow us, share your Christmas memories, and I really do hope everybody has a great holiday season.
Don't forget,
Merry Christmas.
If you like this, don't forget, go out and give us a review on where you get your podcasts.
We'll take your reviews.
Give us a 5-star rating and write a review. Make a comment. We get a review out there. We might read it out online.
Amen to that.
Yeah, and don't go stale.
What are you saying?
Stale.
Don't go stale.
Hey, and go try new flavors.
Go try some new flavors, guys.
That's what I'm talking about.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
I think you're trying to tee up the gumbo, right? Yeah.
Yes. You did that a minute ago.
Like what?
I thought you were saying spittoon.